Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is the first time that you're seeing this beautiful face on the internet. Yesterday, you saw my January wrap up, and I talked about all of the books that I read in January, and now we are going to be talking about all of the movies that I watched in January. Now, I only watched 5 movies in January because I think I mentioned this on my previous video that I had a busy month, so I was only able to watch 5 movies, and they were good. They were good. So let's just jump right into the video. The first movie that I watched this month is The Woman in Black. In this story, we follow a lawyer, Arthur, who is ordered to travel to a remote village and sort out a recently deceased client's paper. And as he works alone in the client's isolated house, Arthur begins to uncover tragic secrets, his unease growing when he glimpses a mysterious woman dressed only in black. I really enjoyed this movie. I gave it 3.5 stars because even though I did enjoy it, it was not perfect and it was really scary. Like I can only imagine how scary it is to kind of see this figure only dressed in black. The atmosphere of this movie was really good. I was immersed in the story and it was interesting, and also I think that the ending was really beautiful. And I need to mention that the first night that he spent at the Woman in Black's house, it was over 20 minutes. I was so anxious watching that whole sequence. Oh boy, could not be me. You would not find me in any isolated house where a person just died and people are telling you you should not go there or you should not be there late at night. I wouldn't even be there during the daytime. No thank you. The second movie that I watched this month was No Exit. It is the book to movie adaptation for the book with the same name by Taylor Adams. I just talked about that book in my wrap up of this month. I watched this movie immediately after I finished the book because the book was so good, and I was like, I need more. I need to see the movie. And I did, and I was not disappointed. I loved it. But in case you don't know what this movie is about, as I explained when I was talking about the book, in this movie we follow Darby, who is stranded at a rest stop in the mountains during a blizzard, and she discovers a kidnapped child hidden in a car belonging to one of the people inside the building, which sets her on a terrifying struggle to identify who among them is the kidnapper. Now this movie, I gave it 4 stars because I noticed that they changed some things from the book, and honestly I don't mind that. I was reading a couple of the reviews on Letterboxd and I noticed a lot of people were saying like, oh, they changed this from the book or they did this differently, and I honestly don't mind. Honestly, I prefer when movies that are adapted, they change things. I like that. Why? Because I don't want to see the same things that I have already read in the book. I don't like I want to be surprised. I don't want to just see everything that I just read but in a movie format. And as long as the changes do not change the story, I'm okay with that. And I mentioned that I really don't think that the book, or when I read the book, that I didn't think that the story needed a different ending, and I stand by that. However, I think that the way that the movie ended, it was still good. It was not my favorite thing in the world, but it was still good. I enjoyed it. if you really like the book, you should totally watch the movie because the tension that you feel when you are reading the book, the movie is going to be as intense as the book. Well, not probably as intense, but it will still give you anxiety. Okay, now the next movie that I watched it with Gabby's Patreon. So if you didn't know, Gabby, with her patrons, she has a movie night every month. And if you're not subscribed to Gabby's Patreon, please do because we have so much fun. I have found so many amazing people through her Patreon, and you get a lot of benefits. You can watch her videos early than the other people that are subscribed to her YouTube channel. You will get movie nights, playlist, a lot of things. So just do it. I'm going to link her Patreon on the description below. We watched La La Land, and we had so much fun. I really enjoyed La La Land. Did I already mention that we watched La La Land? Oh. And in case you didn't know what La La Land is about, we follow Mia, who is an aspiring actress and serves lattes to movie stars in between auditions, and also Seb, who is a jazz musician who scrapes by playing cocktail party gigs in bars. But as success mounts, they are faced with decisions that begin to fray the fragile fabric of their love affair. If you don't like musicals and you have not watched this movie because you think, oh, it's just going to be like any other musical, so I'm not going to like it, please do yourself a favor and watch this movie. It is so good. I promise you that you are not going to be disappointed. It's so beautiful. It is the score of this movie. I loved it. The cinematography, it's gorgeous. I don't like musicals. I hate musicals, and I wanted to kick myself for not watching it a lot sooner. I don't even have to say that I gave it 5 stars. Remember to go ahead and watch the movie because it's so good. It's so good. I want to watch it again. Another movie that I watched this month is The Menu. I think this is the most recent movie that I watched this month because it just came out, I think, at the end of last year. And I finally watched it. Oh my god, it was so good. It was so good. I regret so much not going to the movie theater to watch this movie. It was weird, and I love weird. So in this movie, we follow a couple who travels to a coastal island to eat at an exclusive restaurant where the chef has prepared a lavish menu with some shocking surprises. And honestly, I feel like I cannot talk about this movie without giving spoilers because I think that you should go into the movie not knowing absolutely anything other than what I have already told you. It was so good. But still, I did have some issues with it because, in my opinion, I feel like some scenes they just went nowhere. Like they would do something, and then you think, oh, and maybe they are going to do something interesting with that, and they don't. I don't know. I didn't enjoy that aspect of the movie. Yeah, I gave it 3.5 stars. And can I just say that Anya Taylor-Joy, Ralph Fiennes, and Nicholas Hoult did an amazing job. Their acting was so good. Like especially Ralph Fiennes, he did so good at playing the chef. I loved him. Well, I loved everyone. Everyone did an amazing job. Everyone's acting was on point. But those three are the ones that stood out more to me. And then the last movie that I watched this month, which is a movie that I just watched literally like 30 minutes ago. And it is a movie that I had on my watch list for such a long time, but because of the cover, I was so scared because of the cover. I hate clowns. If you didn't know this, I hate clowns. I don't fuck with clowns. I don't want anything to do with clowns. If I go to a birthday party and there is a clown, I'm leaving. No joke. Like I'm genuinely terrified of clowns. And I don't care, people have made fun of me because of that. I know that for some people it might seem stupid, but fuck off. You cannot tell me what I get to be scared of, so that was aggressive. But it's true. So this movie, I watched it today. I decided to watch it because I was just earlier today on the live discussion for Wonderland, and Olivia mentioned that the book reminded her of this movie, and I was like, okay, maybe I should watch it, but I'm just so scared. And I did watch it, and you guys, I'm still shaking. I am home alone, and I don't even want to go to sleep because I'm going to spend the night alone, and that scares me so bad. Whew. So in this movie, it happens on Halloween, and we follow a group of friends that encounters an extreme haunted house that promises to feed on their darkest fears. The night turns deadly as they come to the horrifying realization that some nightmares are real. You would not find me in a haunted house. I used to love them, but after watching so many horror movies that are set on a haunted house, it was like a Halloween haunted house. It's not like a real, oh, there's a ghost there. No, it was a Halloween haunted house. I wish those clowns did not take their masks off, because I was not expecting that. Now, I really enjoyed this movie. As scary as it was, I really enjoyed it. It was gory. I like gore, but sometimes when it gets too much, it's too much. I'm not doing that. But in this movie, it was, for at least for me, it was not too much. It was something that I was able to handle, and I really liked it, even though in some scenes I had to look away because it was too much. And I had just had dinner, and I didn't want to, And something that I really liked about this movie is that I really connected with the main girl. Her name is Harper, and there is this scene where she talks about her childhood house, and she uses a metaphor to compare her house like to a haunted house, and it was so beautiful. It was sad, of course, but it was still beautiful. I felt so much for her. It's a fun movie. I immediately added this list to my watch list for every Halloween because I am watching this movie every Halloween. If you didn't know, last year I did this 31 Nights of Halloween, but I did my own, not some list that I looked for on the internet. So I just did my own list, and every day for the month of October I watched a different horror movie. And I loved it. I think that is going to be something that I'm going to be doing every year, even though I'm just thinking about filming my wrap up for October every year, and that scares me. I think that would be the real horror movie. Like, can you imagine me filming for that long? Because I would be talking about 31 movies, and then let's not even talk about the editing process. Ooh. I don't even know how I'm gonna do it, but I am gonna do it. So I really liked the last scene. It was so satisfying to watch. I loved it. I loved it so much. And yeah, this movie was really good. I wish my best friend Bryant was here with me when I watched it, because it would have been so fun. He's scared of literally everything, and it would have been so fun to watch it together, but I am still going to make him watch it. So if you're watching this, Brian, you know what's coming, and you cannot say no. Just saying. Okay, you guys, so those were all of the movies that I watched this month. Honestly, I had a great month overall, even though I didn't read as many books as I usually do, or I didn't watch as many movies as I usually do. But still, I had a great time, because it's not about quantity, it's about quality. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. And I hope that you are having a great day. I see you in another video.